Hello, and welcome to tonight's episode of Unmute Your Mind, the podcast. Tonight, we will be unmuting identity, and we are talking about a trans woman's journey in Mississippi. So, today I have Miss Kelly Robinson on with me. How are you tonight?
Hi, I'm doing pretty
Hi, I'm
good
doing pretty
tonight.
good
Rochelle,
tonight.
how are you
Rochelle,
doing?
how are you doing? I am doing great. I am excited to speak to you about your journey. So, this episode is about identity, truth, and lived experience. This is not about
Right,
debate, it's about listening. Tonight
correct.
we're creating space for a real story to be heard because sometimes people are forced to fight battles every single day just to live authentically. And no matter where someone stands in life, we can always choose compassion, humanity, understanding. So tonight we unmute identity, pain, resilience, and the courage it takes to become yourself out loud. Righty. So do you have anything you want to say before we jump into these questions?
Not really. I'm an open book, and I'm just so excited that you gave me this opportunity. So
Righty. So you ready?
I
I
am.
am. Okay. So before the transition, there was still a person trying to understand themselves. So when did you first start realizing who you truly were?
I knew at
I
the
knew
early
at the
age,
early
but
age. Okay. So how was that though at that age?
how was it? I knew something was different with me, but I just didn't know what it was. I was trying to figure it out, but I just knew I was out of place, and it took me a while to adjust what it was. I just was a child trying to figure out when I was in society. I was born this gender instead of the opposite gender, and I was very conflicted, but I didn't know how to express it.
Okay. And you were how old again?
I was 3,
3.
3
I
years
couldn't
3 years
imagine
old.
at 3 how that would feel for a 3-year-old at that time,
Yes,
to say, "Hold on,
yes, and
something ain't right."
I just knew something wasn't right. That's how I figured as a child.
So at that age, do you think you spoke to your parents about it, or did you keep it to yourself?
I think as I remember, I think I might have did it. They probably didn't think any of it because the 3 children are children, you don't think nothing about it.
Okay. So what did that season of your life feel like emotionally?
Emotionally,
Emotionally.
let me see. As I remember, I had a good childhood. I was raised by my grandparents around that time, so me and my cousins always and stuff, argue and stuff, and I will also be more prone to be compared with them and also more toward feminine stuff toys and stuff
Good
as
and
well.
stuff. Okay, so how was it back then growing up? Because you grew up in Mississippi, correct?
Yes,
So
and a
how
small
was
town.
it so how was it back then in Mississippi growing up knowing you were different?
Oh, wow. It was different because I really didn't have anybody to look up to or talk to about it. I had to really, like, kinda suppress it a little bit because it wasn't nobody else that was like me
Mhm.
or feeling the same way I feel. So it was hard, and the process of it, being a child, at one point, I was in sport. I was playing basketball. Oh, I was running football. I was doing all masculine things,
Mhm.
and then it came a point in my life to stop because that wasn't what I wanted to do. So I just stopped doing all of it.
Oh,
Because I was taught, like I stated, I was taught like footballers, go-karts, fish. I had a BB gun. My granddaddy bought me a BB gun. I had cousins. We all played basketball, baseball together. It's like it was the 3 of us. They pursued it,
mhm.
and after and kept doing it, I stopped because I knew it was something different. That was not what I wanted to be doing. Was strong more to the femininity of art, mm, and stuff. Come my grandma taught me how to cook and
Okay, okay. So, were there signs about yourself that you understood early but maybe couldn't fully explain yet?
yeah. As a yes, it was. I couldn't understand. I just knew I was different.
Mhm.
I just didn't know, like, specifically how different, but it started to weigh on me. That's why I withdrew from sports and everything because a part of me in inside said, "This not me. This what I feel like what society wanted me to do."
Okay, and what were some of those signs you think, you seen in yourself that you knew you were different?
For one, I wanted to do more cooking, or be more in the house, play video games. I was more reserved. I started to be more standoffish, more, solitary.
So you isolated yourself.
I did.
Okay. Okay. So we all know isolation is like a form of like a sign of depression and not knowing what's going on. So that's what you were feeling at that time. Okay. Now, did you ever feel like you had to perform a version of yourself to survive?
I did. I actually did because like, to an extent, I did. But I had to do that to survive because that was society wanted me to do to survive. So I show a percentage of masculinity to hide and mask the feminine parts of me to an extent, per se.
Okay. So how old were you when you came into your femininity, you think?
I was in my teens. I probably was in high school. I had at the time before I transitioned, I was in high school. I used to keep my hair long, short, perm, braids, and that's how I knew I was starting to come into my femininity with my hair and stuff, and the way I kept my style with my hair. And I would start to try to wear more fitted clothes instead of bagging. And I hung with more females.
Oh, you
Yes,
hung with more
yes, as
females
as
than
well.
males. Okay. Okay. So how did your family take that at that time?
Okay, my family at the time, they didn't I'll be honest, I didn't come out to being gay. I think I was like in maybe 18 to 21, I think. And at the time, well, I can say some of my family wasn't okay with it, some were, because because I'm coming from a strong Christian background family, a close knit family. So some accepted it, some did. You know, in the black community, they say homosexuality is a sin, and it's very biblical of the Bible. So they feel like one of the greatest sin of them all. So it was a lot of, "Oh, you're going to die. You're not gonna live long. You're gonna burn in hell." It was a bunch of, discord about my life choice, and my lifestyle. And what makes you wanna be gay? You're too handsome to be gay. I heard all of the isms about it, quotes.
Mhm. And how did that make you feel at that time?
Well, it made me very upset, angry, very disgusted because I didn't see me as no different than anyone else. I don't see why my spiritual life or whatever what I prefer to do with my body was any more business because I'm still a human being. So I was very upset and I was very appalled at them about that. And when they had to say something in my life.
Okay. So becoming yourself publicly can come with pain privately. So what has your transition journey looked like so far?
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, it's been pretty good. I'm more happier about it. I can see that my transition had brought me more closer to who the person I wanna be, and everything around me has changed more for the positive.
Okay. But how is that in because Mississippi is like the old people still feel like it has that old feel, like, like
It does.
slave days type old feels. How does that resonate today?
Well, Imma be honest, how it resonates today, people are still they still judgmental to an extent about it. They still feel like they have an opinion about your life, but they don't put an ounce of effort into it. So they feel like they can say what they want about with God or, "Oh, you're disgusting." It still got that to an extent, but it's not as bad as it was. Cause I can go out the door now, still be respected, and no one don't disrespect me. So I kinda say it's kinda more better than what it was.
Okay. So what were some of the hardest parts of your transition emotionally?
Emotionally, it's getting the emotions down pat. Being on hormones and then you have like I have a cycle and also I grew breasts, but that was the most hardest part for me, going through another puberty. I would do basically what a woman would go through puberty and teenage. It's the emotional part. You go through so many different emotions, and as being male first and not being very in tune with my emotions, and now I have to switch, and now I'm very in tune with everything I feel. I feel it 1,000 times more. So, it was hard. The emotional
Okay.
aspect of it is was hard.
Yeah, they say women are very emotional, so you're feeling that.
I'm
You
feeling
you know
every
the
bit of it.
difference. You can see the difference between.
Yes, I can see the difference.
Okay. Okay. So I guess that is true about women. Cause I always, you hear it and you don't understand like why people say it.
Right,
But now talking to
right,
you and you said you went through you're going through the hormones and all that stuff.
right,
Um,
right.
it's our hormones, ain't it? That's crazy.
Yes, it's more and that's another thing with the hormones, that what makes me have a cycle. I have a cycle as well to an extent because I have breasts and hormones. So that was triggering me to have a cycle every month.
So you have a cycle like a woman has a cycle.
Yep.
Wow. I never knew that. Like I'm learning new stuff right now. Like I never knew that.
Yes, certain trans women can have a cycle to where they have the symptoms of a woman having a cycle. So it can be either from 3 to 5 days or 5-day max. And it's also if just a little a PSA, if you were to have sex while you were going through this menstrual cycle, you can knock it off and it'll come back on.
Okay.
So
All right. Teach me something new. Listen. So what fears did you have before transitioning?
my fear were Imma be straight honest, I didn't think the hormone was going to work. I didn't think that I was gonna be, it wasn't going to, help my appearance or anything like that. It wasn't gonna change my appearance, it wasn't gonna help. I thought I wouldn't have to have a lot of plastic surgery.
Okay. So have you had any surgeries at all in your transition?
Um, mm, yes, and yes, it's to an extent I have, but it's not like, I don't consider myself to be major surgery, but when I'm about surgery, it was just certain surgeries, but I done had a surgery, yes, but yeah, yeah.
So was there ever a moment where you questioned whether you could keep going with this transition? Or was there a moment you felt like I can't do this at all?
Imma be honest, yes, it was, but I had to sit back and think about my happiness because and my self-love for myself, because I knew that I deserved to be happy, and if I wasn't happy, nothing in my life would be right.
Right.
And that's why I went on a transition because when I was a male, I had good jobs, decent jobs. I went through so many different areas of jobs and places. I still was not happy. Like I was miserable. I was so miserable and angry.
Mhm.
And I went through the transition. It showed me that made me a better person because I was living my truth. And lying to people every day about who you are, it is so stressful. And I'm not a good liar. I can't keep lying about who I am to appease somebody. I can't do that. This is who I am. Either you accept it or you don't. Okay, that's fine. But this is gonna be me at the end of the day.
I love that. You gotta choose
Yeah,
you at the end of the
yeah,
day. You have to.
yes, yes.
Yeah, and I'm learning that as well. Yeah, you have to choose you
Got you.
because like you said, if you don't choose you, you're miserable. And people can see that you're miserable but don't know why you're
Yeah,
miserable.
exactly.
Mhm. Yep, I get it. So how did your environment affect your transition experience?
Okay, my first environment. Well, how people. Okay, you talk about how is it affected it now because I was transitioning. Well, people started to notice the difference when I started transitioning from who I was to who I am today. I can say, for example, like, I was taller. I done shrunk. I was like 6 feet. I'm like 5'11" now. I wore like a 10, 10.5 in shoes. In men's, I wore like a 8, 8.5. My face became more rounder. Like the hormones and stuff made me more to feel more feminine, and it helped. And so with that, it came in my environment. People started to take notice. So that had it affected me. They started to see, okay, you don't look like who you was before. You have gradually, you have changed.
And how did they take that?
A lot of people were shocked. A lot of people in the family were shocked. I think they still shocked to this day that I went through and I stuck with it. 'Cause some people thought I was going through a phase. "Oh, you just going through a phase, it's gonna pass. You're not really serious. 'Cause you're not going to finish this. You're just doing this for attention." So,
Yeah, you doing it for why would anybody go through the hormone level for attention?
this I said the same thing, and same thing, what type of attention do I need? Exactly.
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay, how do you do that for attention? No, this is who I am. This is who you
Yeah,
were."
man.
Okay, so did transitioning feel freeing or lonely or both?
It felt both, freeing and lonely, but the freeing is the most part because I'm living my truth, so I'd rather be free and alone any day than be miserable and unhappy. I experienced both worlds. And free and lonely, I can go to bed be the person I wanna be every day,
Mhm.
and I enjoyed it.
I see it all over your face. You look like you are just so happy
I
with
am because
who you are.
yes, girl.
Oh, wow. So do you have, like, people along your journey who you started the transition with who are still in your corner?
Yes, it's certain people I keep in contact with. I have family members and that keep in contact with that start with me on my transition that I talk to.
Okay.
But people that I grew up with see me. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. But I'm sure you lost people along the way.
I did. Yeah. And the thing about it, my at first, when I was first transitioning, but I had to take a step back and look at that you're not for everybody, and you are valued as a person. If your life and existence is such a big deal to someone else, it was never for you in the first place, and that's what I have
Mm,
learned. I'm still learning it today.
mhm.
Um,
A lot of this is hitting home for me because 'cause I'm going through my own stuff, and I'm just like, a lot of this that you're saying is hitting home. Like, people who are for you and wanna be for you will be there regardless of anything that you go through in life.
right, right.
Yeah, and the people who are not, like, they'll fall off. Sooner or later, they fall off.
Every time.
Mhm.
It never fails.
Yep. So people's opinions can become another battle. How have people responded to your transition? I know we kinda talked about that earlier about you coming out, but how have they responded to your actual transitioning into being female?
Imma tell you, well, how some of it been negative and positive. I come across some people that positive, I'm living my best life. And then I come across people that have negative connotation or opinions about my life, and I look at those opinions and I find it funny because you don't know me from a can of a cup of water or bottled water, but you think you know me just because I transition. And I find it very hilarious because just like with my name and everything, I had to go to a lawyer. I see a doctor about my hormones. They do blood and lab work every 3 to 6 months to check my loads or my estrogen levels. And I'm doing everything the way society said I was supposed to be able to live and exist in society as a trans female.
It's a lot of work. You know, you
It
hear
is,
about
it
people
is.
who transition, but you don't know really what you all go through to become who it is you wanna be.
Okay.
Every 3 to 6 months, they gotta poke and prod and ooh-wee.
Yes. but I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world because it helps make me the person I am to this day. So, yes, they have to take the pride to make sure your levels of issues are stable and it's not affecting you in a negative way.
So what have been the most painful, I'm sorry, perception people have had about you?
I think the most painful, decision is that I feel like they feel like trans women are trying to mimic real women. That's the most painful.
And why is that? Why is that?
And I've been trying to figure it out myself because I'm just living my best life. I'm not trying to mimic no regular woman. I know I could never be you or any other black woman or woman in the world. I'm just trying to exist in my own lane, and I'm content in that. I know I could never be a regular woman, a real woman. I knew that before I transitioned. All of it. I'm sure the pros and the if I took the hormones years ago, been on consistently now. I'm just trying to exist in my own lane. That's it. I just want to exist and be respected.
I was just gonna say you wanna exist and be respected. Yeah, that's what it is. You just wanna be you at the end of the
That's
day.
it. That's it.
So have relationships changed because of your journey?
Yes, it has, but I would never thought they would have because I choose to live my life.
Mhm.
But I know that comes
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I know I just know it comes with it, and, like, I'm trying to know that people are not all gonna be happy. Like, I noticed that when you truly happy or you clean your getting your life in order, you lose people because people are stuck in this motion or this version of you that they like. But when you trying to grow or do growth, you lose them people because they're not ready to step up to the next level with you or evolve with you.
You are speaking some truths today. Listen. Um, you are. So have not only friendships or family relationships, but have intimate relationships changed since you transitioned?
To be honest, when it comes to dating, it's it's hard. It's really hard because I'm just gonna lay this out here. They think that if a man talk to a trans woman that he's gay. He is
Mm,
not gay. I mean, because I'm emulating a female, trans woman, femininity. So a man wants to see me as a woman. 'Cause that's what I'm emulating to him.
mhm.
So with
I've never seen it
society,
like
they say that a man talk to a trans woman, he's gay. If any man were to try to engage in any type of way or form with me, it would be taboo. "Oh, well, he's gay. He's he's gay."
yeah. Like I said, you teach me. I've never thought of it that way. Like when a man sees a trans woman, you're feminine at the end of the day.
Yes, it's femininity. It's not masculine
Exactly.
energy. It's
It has
feminine
nothing to do with the
energy.
gender. It has to do with masculine and feminine.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. Do you feel like
Right,
people
right.
see you or just their assumptions?
Hello?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I can hear
Assumption.
I feel like it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
Okay. So what's it like navigating identity in a place like Mississippi specifically?
It's a double-edged sword because people think I have heard so many different type of stereotypes or opinions, like with the pronoun things, he, this he, and I have heard people tell me I have had people where they have put other people in trans or they feel they're trans, like called he. But if you really think about it, it does not even make sense. If they're really trans, why would you want and you're wearing feminine and you're presenting as feminine, why would you wanna be called he?
Right.
Make that make sense?
That don't make sense.
It don't.
It don't make sense at all. At all. I feel like people just don't understand.
Exactly. Now that's different if you don't understand. I wouldn't say that. But just say he, just say, "I don't understand. Can you break it down to me?"
Right. Today's society don't like nothing broken down to them. They just live off of how they feel and see things. But when you genuinely have people in your life who want to understand, they're going to ask those questions.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you ever felt unsafe simply for existing as yourself?
Yes, I have, and it's the reason why I because I feel like it's a lot of jealousy, but I don't know why. It's like a lot of jealousy because I choose to live my life the way I want to, but you can do the same. That's why I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't. I really don't.
I don't either. Like you just said, you can live your life like I'm living my life. Just live how you want to live.
I live anything
Yeah,
I'm not doing
special.
I just chose to be happy. I just chose to be happy.
And that's it. And that's the bottom line. So how has this journey affected you mentally and emotionally?
Mentally, I would say that with women, I I have my mom, I love her to death, and my homegirls have told me women look at I didn't know going into this, I didn't think it was like that, but women are very competitive. And I find it so funny and hilarious when it comes to me, and Imma tell you why. What is being in competition for? Like, if somebody like you, they gonna like you. They gonna choose you regardless. But if you gotta fight for attention of someone, what's the fun in it? Not liking me because somebody else you like me, and you don't even know me, and you're not mad at them, but you're mad at me. That's crazy to me. But see, I was born male first, and with men, it's different. If they do not like you or have an issue with you, they either gonna stay away from you or they gonna check you or come to you with it and be done with it.
Yeah, women ain't that way. Women,
And I noticed
yep, they'll be your best friend and hating on you on the sides.
never understood
I never
that.
understood it either because, like you said, I'm just gonna be me at the end of the day, like it or love it. It is what it
Right,
is.
right.
So were there moments you felt exhausted from constantly having to explain yourself?
Yes, plenty of times because I feel like people are not listening. They're listening with their ears. It's different. It's going out one ear out the other. When you listen to your heart, expressing to you who I am and what I am, you will be empathetic to that because people don't know just because you're discriminating on me, you're being discriminated on whether you're a male or black woman. Black women get discriminated on all the time when it comes to jobs or with their weight or with their height or with their hair. Black men as well when it comes to certain jobs or whether they're in prison or are going out for a job, another colleague get the job, they don't get it. So it stems down discrimination and mistreatment is everywhere, but people don't look at it that way when they discriminate on a trans woman. Discrimination is all across the board if you look at it, but people don't look at it that way.
What kept you grounded in those moments?
You might not believe it or not, God,
Mhm.
praying,
Mhm.
my
Happiness.
me, my will to fight and survive and to live and exist.
I believe that because regardless of how um people in church, because I'm not just gonna say Christians, but regardless of how the people in the church feel, at the end of the day, however you choose to live your life, God, I just feel like God is not gonna say, I'm not gonna deal with you because you chose to be that way.
Right.
We are still God's children at the end of the day. We all sin and fall short. Just because you choose to be trans does not mean that He does not hear you in your prayers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
So what do
thankful, so
people
thankful for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What do people not realize about the emotional weight trans women carry daily?
I still don't think they really know it or care because they don't really see it. You don't see a lot of trans women here in Mississippi. You don't hear a lot about trans women of color. You don't hear about their stories. You don't hear about what they go through. I just feel like they have a stereotype of us, and all of us is not the same. We are all different, and we go about living different. And I feel like it's a preconceived notion about us all, and I hate it.
Yeah, I find it funny that Black people per se don't like to be judged as other Black people. but in turn, we will do the same thing to other groups of people.
People. Exactly.
I don't understand it. I really don't. I'm happy I'm open-minded, and somebody who wants to understand all people regardless of who they are, what they do, or whatever, because it's not my life to live. I got my own battles I'm struggling with. So it's like I can't judge somebody based on what they're doing because what am I doing? I gotta look at myself. And a lot of people don't do that or
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
do that at all.
Right.
So now we're going to move into empowerment and humanity, so overcoming and growth. What has helped you keep going? And I know I kind of asked this earlier, but are there some other things that have helped you keep going in life?
My accomplishments, my achievements, my drive, my ambition, what I want my life to be.
Mm.
And I also want to be able to help someone else by telling my story or being able to let them know it's okay to be yourself regardless of who or what you are. Make sure you take care of yourself first, or you are worthy and you're valued.
What does overcoming look like for you right now?
Overcoming for me look like me getting my degree, finishing college, excelling in my job, moving, and and keep doing my hormone reading.
Moving out of Mississippi?
Yes,
You ready to go?
reading.
Okay. I like that. And what are you going to school for?
I'm going to business administration and public safety.
Okay. All right. Look at you. What are you still healing from?
Let me see. I'm more healing from more I catch myself
Time
having
having
just a little bit of
just a little
self
bit of
doubt about
self-doubt
certain
about
things.
certain things.
I catch
I
myself
catch
mind
myself minded
like certain self
like
doubt
certain
if I
self-doubt
can't
if I can't
do
do
something.
something.
I
I
overanalyze or
overanalyze
overthink,
or overthink. Okay.
and I shut
And I shut
down.
down. I
I
still
feel
do it
good
sometimes.
sometimes.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
What does living authentically mean to you today?
It basically means I'm living in my truth, and my happiness, and what I feel like I deserve.
Okay. So what advice would you give someone afraid to fully be themselves?
I would tell them, live your life because life is short. It's in a blink of an eye, and that your happiness is the other most important because you just don't know that if you're not happy with who you are, it trickle down to your job, to your family, to your emotions. Nothing will seem like it's going right for you because you're not happy. Self happiness comes first. Then everything else gonna align with it. It don't just be jobs. People complain about jobs and stuff, this and that, but if you not happy, the job gonna make you miserable because you're not happy with yourself.
Okay. And what couple just like 2 more questions. What would you tell somebody who's going through a transition? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them, take your time, breathe, enjoy the moment as your body's changed from one to the other because you're not done. 'Cause it's a process. That's what my doctor told me, and I didn't believe him, but it's a whole process. And your body will fully form the way it's supposed to be, and you will be the beautiful butterfly you're supposed to be.
Okay. What do you hope well, before I ask this question, because I just got this question in my head and it's just been lingering.
Well, ask me whatever
Um,
you want, girl.
it's just been sitting there and I didn't know where to ask it. So I'm just gonna ask it right now before I ask the last question. Do you feel like trans women, there's more of a stigma on them than trans?
Yes, especially women of color. And Imma tell you what the stigma is. They feel like we're in competition with other women, black women especially. We wanna be y'all. We wanna do this, be like y'all. We y'all life and be taking y'all in. It's crazy to me. That is so crazy to me. And all I can say to that, I laugh too, but it's crazy because how are we taking something that is not you can't take, somebody who don't wanna be with somebody else. We're just living our truth. Our existence is we wanna be valued and existing y'all want to. And I just feel like it's a misunderstanding, and it should be a communication of open communication. It should be talked about. Like how me and you are having a conversation, giving you my honest opinion about my life, and you're open minded. You're not judging me, but this is my truth in my life. It might not be what you think it should be, but this still is my truth, and I have every right to use it
Right. So what do you hope people take away from your story tonight?
to be able to live in a truth, to find themselves, and forget about what society thinks they should be, and learn to love yourself and not be so hard on yourself. Cause we all are flawed, and you never know what the next person is going through behind closed door. And be empathetic, compassionate, empathy.
So is there anything else you wanna say, before we wrap it on up here?
I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak and and have a voice on your platform.
You are so welcome.
And anything else you want to ask me? Yeah, more questions. This was not even an hour yet.
Look, we close.
That was
I'm trying to think. Is there any more questions? Because I really did have that question,
okay.
between the trans women and trans men because I do know some trans men, and I feel like I don't wanna say they have it easier, but I feel like it's not as hard for them as a trans woman.
But you gotta look at it though. Women have it hard anyway. Am I wrong?
You're right.
So
That's
anything under the feminine umbrella, it's going to be harder because it's a preconceived notion about femininity. They feel like femininity is weak. If you're not masculine, you're weak. And your opinion don't matter as much.
Mm, because there's straight men who are feminine, but they're straight, and
Right.
they get talked about a lot too.
Yeah, because of the feminine energy. But being feminine shouldn't be looked upon as a invaluable weakness. That's the only thing I hate about it. Cause why can a man not be strong? He's human. He got emotions, right? He got compassion and he's a human and humanity. So if he didn't have those type of emotions to be empathetic, then he would just be masculine all the time. He couldn't relate to you.
So, I know you said, you came out when you were 19, 20, around that
Yes, I was
time?
18. Mhm.
Around
I
that
was
time.
BL
Oh, wow, you were?
for a split second. Yeah, I
When
was.
how long from you coming out did you start your transition?
Okay. I transitioned like twice in my 20s and now in my 30s.
Why
So
twice,
this
though?
this
Like, you
time,
didn't
the first time I couldn't get it because society and how I was trying to. I didn't go about it right. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I went about it right the first time around.
okay.
I didn't take myself as serious and as I wasn't emotionally strong or grounded like I am now. I was at this point.
Right. So knowing everything that you went through as an adult transitioning, how do you feel about children who transition as children?
My honest opinion, I don't have an issue with it because I knew at 3, and it could have saved me a lot of prevented a lot of things if I knew what it was that grandparents or parents knew and how to go about dealing with it, 'cause it's a different. I would have already been inserted in their role before I went through male puberty.
Okay.
So that's what I think about it. I wish I could have done it younger, but I guess the cards fell like they was supposed to, so I did it later on in life, but I gained a sense of enlightenment by being presenting as a male at that time. So I lived the life of a male. Now I'm presented as a trans woman, so I live the best of both worlds. And I live 2 different roles, and I saw from different point of views. I see how they treat a man, how they treat a trans woman with feminine energy. They treat you different. When you presented as a male, they treat you in this type of way. And when you presenting in a role as a trans woman, they treat you completely different.
So do you feel you got treated different going from a male and then coming out and then transitioning?
Yes, I did. Because when when I was in the closet, people, "Oh, you gay," and I would tell them no. They treated me and respected me, and they were cool with me. But as soon as I came out as a guy, "Oh, he gay, don't wanna hang with him, you hang with gay people, you might like you this and that." And I hate this stereotype as well. They think that all gay men like a certain all men.
Mhm.
Like, it being trans, I feel like every man to come from my past, and this is so much not the case.
What do you want society to know? Like, if you were to talk to more open-minded people, what would you want us to know, to understand about you?
That well, about trans women, about me.
Well, let's first do trans women, then we'll do you.
Okay, about trans women, it's hard already. Stop judging us. That's so hard. You already got it hard. We emotional. It take money. We have to go through a harder journey. We're not biological women, so we have to get on hormones. Our body go through this complete 360 change. We go through a whole different puberty, a woman puberty. We judge ourselves harshly, and then society have come children out of phase. So that's what I want them to understand. We already are what they say we are our own worst critic. We are. And then with the emotional behind it, it's time to win. So I wish they wouldn't be so judgmental towards us. Oh, you still alive and saying, oh, we know what we look like. Trust and believe. We know. So we don't need y'all trying to throw shade on us or talk negative about our appearance when we're in the process of transitioning because it is a process. I didn't look like this overnight now, girl. This took a while to get to where I'm at now. I would, and I don't regret none of the steps I took or the path I took, but it's the process.
Mm. Now, what would you want them to know about you?
Me as a person, well, it's a couple of things. For one, I'm very smart and intelligent. I'm not, I'm just not a pretty face. I'm very intuitive. I'm very observant. And I have the gift of discernment. I can sense certain things. So I go by my gut on a lot of things.
So, one more question I have.
And the minute you want, girl, we got 10 more minutes. Go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I look, now you got me thinking all yeah. So, family, do you want a family?
You might not I do. I
Like,
want
what
4
does that look
kids.
like? Oh, you want 4?
I do, I do.
Ooh, I just wanted 2 and I got
Okay. But I bet you love 'em to death.
I do, I wouldn't change either one of my children at all.
That's good. See?
You want that feeling.
Yeah, and I have a nurturing nature, and it's always been my, like, dream to have 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. I want a boy and girl named after me with the letter K,
Okay.
and I wanna raise them all the way till they 5. And then go back to work. I wanna be like a stay-at-home parent that all on Route 5. I wanna see them go through the little steps of being able to say mama, dad, or walking and stuff, just to see the first little walks and stuff.
Oh, I love that. You got it
Yeah,
planned out.
yeah.
You like, "I want 4, I got their names."
Yes.
Okay. So, where did the name Kelly come
I was picking out names for myself between 3 names. Kelly was one of them, and Kelly Rowland was one of my idols from Destiny's Child. She was chocolate. I love Miss Kelly Rowland. And it was between Kelly, Alyssa, and Sapphire, and it emanated with my personality. I said, "Kelly kinda fit me." I feel like I'm not too bougie, I'm not too ghetto, I'm not too ratchet, and how I carry myself.
and you kept your same last name?
Robinson, I did, but I changed my middle name, my whole name is Kelly Dior Robinson.
You okay. 'Cause I know people who've changed their whole name, last name and all.
Okay, okay,
So
okay, okay.
okay. And mentioned money. You spend a lot of money. So is hormones not, covered by insurance or something like that, or is all of that out of your pocket?
I don't know, since I've been on it, at first, couple years ago, it was on insurance, but with Trump in there and stuff and with the stuff going on, it gotta be out of pocket. And see, I see a clinic, I pay for that, I pay for my prescription progesterone, I pay for all that out of pocket.
Yeah, so when people say it's a phase, why would I wanna pay all this money?
Exactly. Especially with women clothing, bras, panties, all
You
that.
got more to buy
It's
now.
yeah, it's more expensive. Hair, nails, yeah, so eyebrows, eyelash, so this a phase.
No, that ain't no phase, that's a lifestyle at this point, like, this is oh,
Right.
man. So, no, Kelly, I do appreciate you reaching out. I learned a ton talking to you today that I never knew.
You did.
Listen, some stuff I'm like, "Okay, I never knew that," and I never knew that, and, of course, we have the stereotypes, and I'm happy I got to sit down with you and have this conversation because it took them stereotypes and threw them out the window. Um, but it's like everything y'all go through from just transitioning, like the puberty, you had to re-go through that, not knowing about the whole, y'all go through a similar cycle as women, like,
Right.
I never knew any of that.
Yes, the doctor told me that, and he said, "You will," and it's because of the breast. When you couldn't breast, why it was cycle. And so when I started growing my breast, that's when I started having a cycle, and I did not know what it was, and I can't stop it. So it happens. I can tell when it so I done got 'cause my emotion, I be kinda little my emotion go up a lot high, I be irritable and everything. My breast hurt, I'm emotional, I crave certain things, chocolate, something like
That's a
sweet
big one for a lot of women is chocolate.
chocolate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's women are crazy. It's weird. Women are weird to me because I had a partial hysterectomy, so I only have my
Right.
ovaries. So I don't have a cycle, but I still have the symptoms.
Symptoms that what I had.
Yeah. So my boobs hurt. I get irritable. I crave stuff. So it's the
You know you having one because you have them weird craving and your body starts to ache, and you feel very irritable, emotional, your emotions are heightened.
Yes, everything pisses me off.
Yeah.
I got a short fuse during that time. So yeah, I get it. But like the main one, like you said, is your breast hurt
Hurt. Yes,
horribly
and
bad.
you need really, really bad.
Don't touch me at this moment.
Right.
Can't even yeah. So that's good to know because again, you think when somebody's transitioning that they're just turning into a female, but not knowing that it comes with the emotions and everything that a female goes through.
Yes, and it's more emotion based. My emotions, I can get upset, I don't do no more, pissed off. See, it's behind emotion. Everything is not stop emotion. And that's what I had to learn to adjust to. It's emotion. What drives me is emotion.
Yeah.
If I don't feel like it, I just don't feel it. It's just emotion. Everything based on emotion. And it's crazy to even to this day. It's crazy.
Women are emotional creatures, they say.
Yes,
And we are, and you are living proof because, like you said, you both sides. So now you like, "Yeah."
I understand a whole lot better
But I know
from a
you wouldn't
woman.
change your
I won because I'm at peace, girl. It's a peace because I'm living my truth. Walking around like I was born. I was telling you I would because I had to lie, and the lie can only get you so far.
I'm about to say, who wants to walk around lying all the time when you can just be who you are
Yeah,
and love
and
who
go to
you
sleep
wanna
at night
love?
with two conscious,
Yeah.
clean conscience.
Mhm. I just feel like nobody has to live your life but you, so why even say anything about it?
But like we said, misery love happy people love.
Girl, yes. You are yes, misery loves company, and I'm just happy that you are no longer miserable and you are living your truth and stepped into who you are.
And thank you so much, and I really appreciate it, and I am, and I love it. I love it so much. It's like a long time coming. It's so happy.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. You can always come back. We can talk about anything. I don't care.
Uh, you know what got me you out good. Thank you so much. I was more glad to do this. Hey, you know, more question, girl. We got 2 minutes. Is there anything on your list that you want to ask me?
Girl, no, I asked you every last question on this list.
Period.
Every last question. I said, I'm getting all these questions off. I ain't picking and choosing today. We answering all of them because I want to understand for myself.
Tell,
Like,
tell.
yeah, because I don't want anybody to judge me and I would want somebody to understand me. So I
Okay.
want to understand somebody else. So I'm like, I'm asking every last question on this piece of paper here that I got.
Well, Imma just tell you one more thing about hormone and the transition. Your body change. Everything change, even down to your scent.
Really?
Yep.
You
When you
teaching
go
me
to the
something.
bathroom, I smell more like a woman than I do a man. A man have a certain smell,
Mhm.
woman, your whole scent change. You see your body odor,
Everything
your skin.
changes.
Yes, because your testosterone level go up and your estrogen level
Mm.
is higher. It's the princess, the testosterone levels, your estrogen levels is higher.
Mm,
So we all men and women both got testosterone and estrogen level. That's what my doctor told me.
okay.
When they suppress testosterone down and shot the estrogen levels up. So what you see in front of me is what I would been treating if I would have been born female. It's the closest I would ever be to being a regular woman. What you see in front of you.
Wow. So I see everything changes, not just the appearance. It's deep
Yeah, yeah.
within everything.
It depends. Your makeup and the deep within your body, your smell, everything. Right. Even strength. I got girl strength. I don't have that man that testosterone drive me and strength.
Right. So you don't got that no more.
Mm-mm. They say that, I have heard the saying that, "Nah, this still a man," and they no, them levels of them hormones changed it because I easily bruise now. Like, I can stump my toe or, hit myself on the door, bump myself on the door, I can bruise so easily, and I hate it. I kinda hate it because you can see it, "Oh, you gonna bruise yourself?"
Yeah, I bruise easy, but I'm light skinned, so you gonna see
Period.
him anyway. Sometimes I be looking like somebody done beat me up and I probably just ran into a wall. And I'm like, seriously, y'all,
Mhm.
I ran into a wall.
That's your estrogen level, like, your skin
Yeah.
makes you softer.
Oh, teach
Mhm.
me about
Shine.
myself. Shoot.
Yeah,
Look.
that's estrogen level, that's your estrogen. Estrogen level do that with hair, your skin, all that. Your, with how you, with your fat have fat on your body, it's all genetic makeup from your DNA. That's how I'm built up off genetics of DNA of what was in me from the women in my family. Yep. You didn't know that, girl.
And I'm a woman and didn't even know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
That you built up got some family members, women in your family,
I
and
knew
that
that.
it
I knew that part, but it's like the bruising and the skin and how it's like softer and
it's
all that
nothing
stuff. Yeah.
because of estrogen. My doctor told me that he said it's gonna change with your hair, your skin, 'cause your levels are rising and stuff.
Okay. See, I learned a lot today and thank you, Miss Kelly, for teaching me
Anything you
some stuff.
want,
I
show me
appreciate it.
anyone.
I
Anytime, girl.
appreciate it. So, one thing I've learned from doing this podcast is that people carry stories most of us will never fully understand, but we can always choose to listen. We can choose empathy, as you stated earlier, and we can choose to let people speak for themselves instead of assuming who they are.
Correct.
Yes, and that's what I've learned today. So tonight's unmute prompt, real quick. What truth about yourself have you been afraid to fully live in? What truth about yourself have you been afraid to fully live in? And what would you change if you finally gave yourself permission to exist authentically?
Stop overthinking. Overthinking and when I see something that I can't control or out of my control that I feel, it's to just go with the flow. Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow of life.
And that's it.
That's kind of what I've been living in. going through everything that I'm going through. I'm just like, "You know what? Just go with the flow."
See, we both on the same see, I need to take a page out your book and go with the flow.
Oh,
Go with the flow.
I'm going through a divorce, and I didn't want to find love at all. I'm like, "I'm running from it. I ain't got time for it. I don't want it. Leave me alone." But it found me in this messy thing that I'm going through. It still found me, and I'm like, "You know what? I'm not gonna run from it. I'm just gonna go with the flow."
And love yourself, girl, you deserve love. The one door closed, I know you can never give up on love.
I was ready to give up this time. I was,
I kn
but
I I know you will.
but it wouldn't let me give up, and I said, "Imma do it different this time. I'm, everybody getting cut off, I don't care. I'm just me and this person now," like, and I just been going with the flow, and I've been loving every moment of it.
I'm so happy for you.
This is the happiest I've been. I'm like you, I'm happy, I'm living in my truth now, like
I see it too. I see the girl. Whatever they doing, you feel it stimulating the camera.
yes,
And I'm
I
happy for you,
feel it.
and it's the best thing you can do for yourself. People will accept you more for you being authentically yourself
Mhm,
than lying to them. 'Cause I have heard, I have talked about it, say people have spoken
mm,
on people not being authentic self.
mm,
Like, why they lying? They can just be themselves and be at peace
right.
because your matters. Everybody happens matters. And
Mhm.
people learn it, they be a lot more happier people.
They will be. Just living your truth, be who you are, don't care what nobody else say at this point, just be you. That's how I'm living my life now.
I see
And I
it.
see it in you too. You got a glow over there as well.
Thank
You
you.
are
I am so
welcome.
happy.
Yes, and you look very happy, and I am so happy you came on to tell your story. I truly appreciate it.
I'm so happy you had me.
You are welcome. So this has been Unmute Your Mind, unmute, speak, live. Peace.